So, Andrew, I don't know if you caught the previous convo we were having there. I'll just get you quickly caught up to speed. I kind of tackled most of it, but I'd love to have you weigh in here at least as a final thought on everything. The question was, what would you want the minimum yearly income to be for your future husband? Chair 2, Selena says 500,000 and up. Chair 3, 300,000 and up. Chair 5, 200,000 and up, but she said she prefers a billionaire. And
I mean, why not,
Why not?
And then chair 7 in the red, 12 million a year as the bare minimum. Three of the women, Andrew, who the 500K, 300,000, 12 mil, they're sex workers. So I guess your thoughts there. Okay,
well, do you mind if I ask just a couple of questions?
Sure, go ahead.
To the woman who wants a billionaire, well, I guess we'll just start over there with you. How old are you?
I'm 27.
27, okay. And are you a sex worker also?
No.
No, not a worker. Well, that's a plus, right? But you do realize that I think in the United States there's only like 80 or 90 or 100 billionaires, period.
Well, honestly, I kind of just said a billionaire because I'm obsessed with Batman and he's a billionaire, and it's why not? If you're going to ask for something, why not ask for the best? But like I said before, nobody has to be...
So you want an eccentric, weirdo lunatic that goes out at night and beats up
I do. If he's into justice and the same things, I have very strong political opinions. I have a lot of opinions, and if he can get along with it and fight for justice the way I do, then I guess I can get along with him and we can make money together. But yeah, everyone wants a billionaire. It's not just me.
Yeah, I guess if people can have fantasies of things that they want, even if they're totally unrealistic. I'm not saying they can't. But let me ask you a question. I think Brian was getting into this earlier. Maybe I can dive into it with you. What did you say you brought to the table?
What did I answer him? I told him it really depends. I can bring everything to the table, or I can bring nothing. I just reciprocate.
When you say everything, how about some specific things?
Well, if we're talking about a billionaire, let's say I really, really have set up my mind to marry a billionaire. For me, I feel like I have to go back to school, and I've always wanted to be a chemical engineer. So maybe I can get a degree in something like that, work in petroleum, and maybe that way I can meet my billionaire. So it's not really impossible to reach that goal. It's just that a matter of choice.
You've met him already, right? What are you bringing to the table, though, for a billionaire?
Well, if I have my degree and I have my money, what does he want? What does he want?
Well, that's
I'm not doing. So I'm not bringing that to the table.
Well, that's the opposite of the question, though. So
because I really don't know how to answer this question. Every girl answers the question almost the same way, talking about stability, because that's what we offer. Loyalty, that's what we offer. Stay at home and be a good mom, that's what we offer. It seems like it's not enough. So maybe you can answer this question for me, because I'm really confused.
Okay. Nobility, interconnected families, an idea of chastity. You bring chastity to the table. Virginity, a sense of virtues. Do you bring a sense to the table that no matter what's going on, you're always going to uplift this person? You're never going to say a word behind their back to anybody at any time. Not only that, but even behind their back, you're only saying good, kind things about them, even if you're upset with them. See, those are really good qualities that would move you towards virtues that probably high-status men would want. What's so interesting to me, though, is that you don't default to any of those virtues. You just kind of do this blank slate theory. Whatever you like. You ever see that movie Coming to America? That was you, right? Whatever you like. Well, what is it about a billionaire? What do you bring to the table? Whatever he wants, whatever he likes.
That's not really how I answered it, though. That's not what I said, though. I said it really depends. If he brings good stuff to the table, then I will bring my good side. And if he's bringing bad stuff to the table, then I'm bringing nothing. That's really what I said.
Well, that's what the question's about, though, right? It's what's that good stuff?
I feel like I just mentioned them, but it just goes back to really loyalty. But it's I'm not gonna sit here and preach how loyal I am, because you're not gonna believe me. None of the guys who are watching are gonna believe me, but I know myself.
I have no reason to disbelieve you about anything.
Well, you've been so far.
So far what? How have I disbelieved anything you said so far?
I don't know. I just feel like you're changing my words somehow.
How?
Like I'm saying something and you asking me the same question, or you're saying that like I didn't mention the good qualifications that I thought that any woman could bring to the table.
No, that's the opposite of what I said. So what I said was, it's interesting to me when you ask women this question. See, I have a theory. This theory is that it's not that women don't bring anything to the table. It's just that women think they're the table. So when you say, what do you bring to the table? They're like, me. Because they're the table. They think they're the table. So they never actually say that they're going to bring anything to the table because they think that you're supposed to set things on top of them, right? Hey, I'm the table. You bring everything to me and set it on top of me, and then it all becomes mine. And that's why I think universally we don't get a lot of great answers from women when we ask them what they bring to the table, because it seems like what they always say is nothing. They don't say anything. I've never actually asked a woman this question and heard the answer that I would love to hear just once.
What is the answer that you would love to hear?
I bring virtue to the table. That's what I would want to hear.
That's what you want to hear? You want to hear a woman to tell you that she brings virtue to the table?
Just one time.
And would you believe it if she says? If she says so, would you believe it?
You know what? I would. You want to know why? You want to know why I would believe it? Because I've asked hundreds of women this question, and I've never heard a single one ever say, I would bring a high amount of virtues to the relationship. So any woman who actually did say that, I would actually be prone to believe her.
Well, maybe if you met me 2 years ago, I would have said something like this. But right now, I've lost my faith in man, and maybe a new man will restore my faith in them. But yeah, I just got tired of answering that question because I feel like I would say loyalty. And most of the times, I don't like to say when I'm dating someone, my actions are pretty loud. So like you get off work, you come home, I immediately have something ready. And I set it up in a very like decorative, cute way because I want my man to like get in the shower is ready, food is ready, and movie is ready. Like that's a simple, you just getting off work, right? Like clothes will be always folded and clean. Like I'm a little OCD person, so I really care about everything being in its place. Like I provide all of that, but to me it seems like that's bare minimum to a billionaire or just a man who's a good man.
Doesn't it though?
Not just a billionaire.
Doesn't it seem like every woman on planet Earth could do those things?
Exactly.
With ease?
Exactly.
But there is a thing that most women on planet Earth can't bring to the table. See, all of them can, wash some socks and clean some shirts and do some dishes, right?
Right.
That's not outside the realm of possibility for most women, I'd say. But it does seem that one thing that most women have trouble bringing to the table is virtues. And I never ever hear them talk about that, ever. Never hear them talk about how they're going to bring lots of virtues and peace to their household. And they're going to bring like a high sense of nobility to it. Rather, I just kind of hear them say, well, I'll make his lunch and clean his socks as long as he's out there working. And it's like, well, I don't know. That sounds like kind of run-of-the-mill, almost common, right?
Yeah, it's right. And what you say is pretty valid, but I feel like a lot of women, and not just women, us in general, have lost the sense of peace. Maybe we don't really know what peace is like anymore. So it's not like my first instant thought, Of course, I want something peaceful, but I just feel like because I haven't received something that peaceful.
Are you sure? Peaceful is pretty boring, isn't it?
No.
Isn't peaceful boring? Like a guy who just wants to come home and kick his feet up and drink a beer and watch the foosball game with them gargantuans throwing around that pigskin. That's kind of boring, right?
I was thinking...
You want that zest, that sauce, that spice of life, right? Where he comes in and he gets that passion stirring by yelling and you're all screaming and you're all fighting. Something more into that?
No. And also peaceful in a matter...
How come the first thing you didn't say is peace? The first thing you say was, I bring peace to the home.
I don't know, because that's...
Maybe you've never brought peace to the home.
I think peace is a two-way street.
Yeah,
honestly.
like I haven't received peace, so I don't know. Like I said, whatever the man brings, I would bring to the table. So if you're gonna bring peace, I will multiply it. But I don't know how I'm gonna give you peace if I feel at trouble every day. And because I've given peace in past relationships before, and I couldn't feel peace in within, and I couldn't even bring out the right peace. Like it didn't seem like peace. It was toxic, even though I wanted it to be peace, but I didn't feel peaceful inside. So of course I want to provide peace, but are you gonna make
It
me
doesn't
feel
sound like
peaceful?
there's been much peace in any of these relationships then.
Well, that's where
Doesn't
it's
sound
like
like
it's
you've
a
had much
two-way
peace in
street.
relationships.
Yeah, but peace, loyalty, everything else is a two-way street. So I could be loyal and peaceful and respectful and submissive, but what are you gonna do for me? So just because you have money, like no, that's not what we're talking
But
about.
you see my point here? So if the case is that the people you're dating aren't bringing you peace, and so you don't reciprocate peace back, it seems like you're attracted to men who aren't very peaceful. Are they a bunch of dirty savages? Are they running around out there causing all kinds of trouble? Are they all tatted up? Are they the bad boys? Is that what you're going for? Well, how
No,
come they're
not at
bringing
all.
you peace?
Not at all. Not at all. Just a normal man who claim they want peace, but they probably haven't found peace in within. So they're in search for their peace, and I'm searching for my peace, and we just can't seem to search for our peace together.
You need Buddhists. You need to be Buddhists together. Become like a Buddhist
I would love
monastery.
someone who I can heal with, because I feel like I'm very
What? What are you gonna heal with them?
like heal, like ourselves, like
What's
be
your
better.
favorite colored crystal?
Me?
Your favorite colored crystal? Yeah.
Me?
You're asking the wrong
Yeah, what's your
person
favorite
on the
colored crystal?
panel.
I guess black.
Black. You like black crystals?
Yeah, because they like rebuke negativity and bad vibes, I think. But I'm not very into crystals, but black is my favorite color when it comes to stuff.
Okay. I was just curious. All right. So then there was another one, another gal here who said 300,000. Can you raise your hand for me? I'm sorry. Forgive me that I didn't catch your names. I wasn't here. I'm usually here at the beginning of the show.
I'm Ayla.
So if I catch up, yeah, okay. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Andrew.
You too, thank you.
So if it's the case that I'm asking you your name, please don't hold that against me. I wasn't here at the beginning. I usually write them down on my notepad as we're going around. But 300,000. Who wanted the 300,000 there? Okay. So why did you select 300K on that?
I don't know. Honestly, I kind of just put a number down. I don't know. For me, it's like, okay, for me, it's just obviously like, I guess more so for me, yeah, I wrote down like 300K, but it's also mostly, I just want somebody that's stable enough to be able to be able to take care of themselves already, and they don't have to rely like on me, or because I've had that in the past where like I've been in a relationship where I was paying for everything and everything like that for him. So I guess for me it's mostly just if they're able to take care of themselves financially, then I would say, I don't know, but yeah.
And do you live in California then?
No, I'm from South Dakota. I just moved to Florida though like a month
Well,
ago.
South Dakota and Florida ain't $300,000 a year living middle class. That's for sure. Maybe like maybe Santa Barbara, 300,000 doesn't go very far, but South Dakota, it goes pretty far.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean that's a pretty high number for what I mean. What do they do in South Dakota? Is it mostly roughnecks? Is that what you got out there? What do you have in South Dakota?
Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, Mount Rushmore's there.
Mount Rushmore.
Crazy Horse Monument.
I don't think. Are you going to find your future husband working at Mount Rushmore?
You never know.
I don't think that's a 300K a year job.
Yeah, no, definitely not. But no, I would say, like, yeah, I wrote down 300K, but realistically for me, I feel like it's more so if they're able to be financially stable by themselves.
I see. Okay, so you were just kind of writing a really big
I just
number
wrote
there.
down a number because I got here and I was nervous and I didn't know what number to pick, so then I just wrote one down.
Bad number.
Okay,
It was
who
a
wrote
terrible
the specific
number.
number of multiple millions? Which gal was that?
She's in the
just
bathroom.
Huh?
She's in the bathroom. She's in the
Of course
bathroom.
she is.
Yeah.
She knew her turn was coming. So it was time to flee as quickly as possible.
I have a
So,
question.
Yeah, okay, so, and then what was the last highest number? So we had 300,000, multiple millions, and then we had billions.
$500,000.
$500,000, yeah.
Who had 500K? You had 500. Okay, let's hear it. What's the reasoning for 500K?
I mean, it was kind of like, to throw it back on what Courtney said, it was kind of like, I just kind of want someone that's like stable. And like I said, this economy is like, it's kind of crazy. And I am from the Bay Area, so California. And yeah, I just kind of want someone that's able to provide in a sense, but it doesn't mean like, okay, if you make 100K, I'm not going to be with you. That's not like the criteria. I'm just saying that's like a desire of what I want to feel comfortable.
Do you like playing games?
Yes.
All right, let's play a game. So here's the game.
Okay.
So we're going to play a game of pretend.
Okay.
In this pretend world, you have a son who's about 24 years old, and he's a very successful brain surgeon, one of the best in the whole world. He would have to be because he makes $500,000 a year. Okay, and you're sitting down and you're advising him. He has a huge dating pool available to him, and you happen to be one of the women that is a potential suitor for him. Would you advise him to date you?
At this moment in my life, no. But when I'm ready to settle down and everything, definitely, like I said, I'll stop.
Now, hang on. Why would you tell him not to date you?
I'm just at this point in my life. That's why I am single. I do not think that I'm like ready to be in a relationship. When I find the one, definitely I am. I mean, if I am with somebody, I'm a good person in a relationship.
Inside of this scenario, inside of the game, you're ready for a relationship, and that's why you're a potential suitor. So, would you then advise him to go ahead and date you? That you were a good choice for him?
I mean, if all the boxes are checked, like I'm loyal, I could be a good wife, I could be a good mother to his kids.
Now remember, this guy your son has tens of thousands of potential suitors because he makes $500,000 a year, and he's got to be one of the best in the world at what he does if he's making that kind of money, right? Mm-hmm. So what is the thing about you that would stand out that would make you tell your daughter or your son, yeah, that's the one?
Well, like I said, I would give stability. I think of everything in the future. So if he's like looking for that in the future, like I would say somebody that's going to be there for you, that's going to be there for your kids, that's going to give loyalty, comfort, security, all of that. So like I said, if all of those boxes are checked, then yes. And I think at that point, like if we're doing the pretend game and I'm there and I'm ready, then 100%, yeah.
Okay, gotcha. No, I just want to like point out here though for you that even in this game that we're playing, you can see that there would be like 10,000 other women who would also bring the same exact qualities that you're bringing, who could potentially be much prettier than you are, though some, I'm sure, less pretty, right? So is there anything in particular that would stand out that would make you tell your son, like, that's the girl?
I just think it really depends, like, per person. So if you can vibe with someone, like, I think, like, despite everything else, like what I like to tell people, I'm goofy, I'm funny. I think it's all about how you vibe with someone. If you can laugh, if you can, like, genuinely have a good, fun relationship, which is, like, the number one thing, despite the money, despite the prettiness and all that stuff. So if you're able to have that sense of, like, being a really good person and just, like I said, like, the vibe.
You're a good person, and there's thousands of other good people. Is there a particular quality you can point to that you would tell your son, wow, that really stands out in that girl, and that's what you should be going for?
I would say loyalty and security.
How would you bring a person who made $500,000 a year security?
Like knowing you're going to be there. And like I said, if you're thinking about in the future terms, just making sure that you guys are, like I said, it's all about the future. And if you guys are able to like have that connection and that vibe, then, it is kind of hard in a pretend situation because you don't know, maybe he likes me, maybe he could vibe with somebody else. So that sense is kind of hard in terms of quality. Like everyone looks for something else. Someone who makes like 500,000 can look for something than someone who makes something smaller. They can look for the same thing. So I think in terms of like characters, it's kind of hard to like base it off of like one specific thing that you bring that somebody else doesn't. That somebody.
Hey, remember earlier I gave this great answer on, because they're always saying, well, what is the thing? What is the thing that Andrew that women should bring to the table? Smart guy. And I was like, well, how about virtues? Like I gave the answer, right? Yeah. And then asked you, if you potentially you were advising your son dating a woman like you, what would you bring? The answer still wasn't actually virtues. I just want to point that out. It still wasn't actually virtues. Just kind of the run-of-the-mill answers you would find, like loyalty and security.
Are you saying there's only
vague things, right?
But are you saying there's only one right answer? Is what you're trying to say?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I just think that it's interesting that that's an answer I almost never hear is like, I'm going to bring virtue, chastity, sense of nobility, an ideal of a virtuous woman. Like I just never hear that, and it's always shocking to me that just that don't think in those terms at all.
Well, I agree that that's important, but don't you think other characteristics such as like loyalty?
No, nothing's more important. Well, loyalty would be a virtue.
Yeah. Right. I also think maybe there's like, I hate to bring it up, maybe like a generational difference and like maybe the way we speak, and there might be some disconnect there.
Is there a word for Generation Z for virtue that I'm unaware of?
Just
Definitely not using the word virtue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say I honestly haven't used that word.
That was
Like,
not a
somebody
common
asked me,
word
like,
for
what do you
Gen
bring to-
X, or a common word for boomers, or a common word for me, millennials, right? It wasn't a common word for us either. Thing is like, if I had to say the thing that I hear from most men and they don't even know how to verbalize it, right? When they're saying, here's what I want in a woman, they don't even know how to say, I want a virtuous woman. But when I reduce what it is they're actually after, that is what they're after. They're after a virtuous woman.